another culture like this one.
Who said they could mash up more than we?
Let me give them
Mass
and show them.
Oh.
Mad. Yo, Jam King.
473
784.
Tell them what it.
Let me go, yo.
Who said they could mash up it? Trini said they could mash up it. Who said they could wreck off it? Peyton said they could wreck off it. Who got you just do it well? Martinique can just do it well. Who people just do it best? City people just do it best. Hello.
Yup.
Memories.
That was a good carnival. That was our last Vinci match.
Oh yeah.
That was teardrop. Ugh. Anyway, I just want to say thank you to everybody who kept it locked the last 45 minutes as we were there in live and living color with Wetty Beats. He gave us some insights, dropped some gems for us, and also gave us some beautiful music. So check out One Piece of Rhythm that he was so kind to share with us. That nice little snippet from Lyrical. He didn't even give us the name. He just gave us.
I have the name, but I'm not gonna release it. I'm not gonna give it up. That I'll take responsibility for. I'm withholding the name.
All right, fine. Be greedy with it. That's all. It's all good. It's all good.
All good.
But I just want to say thank you to everybody who kept it locked, who's been tuned in with us. So, Dazzle, I will leave you to do the relationship topic tonight.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yes. Are you ready?
Are
you ready?
I can be.
Okay, let's go.
Let me just prime first.
Just the tip.
Oh, God.
You know you can't start something. You know I'm gonna take it to the next level. So while we wait, I'm gonna shout out everybody that's in on Twitch. Shout out to Rohan, DJ Romeister. Shout out to shout out to Judgment. Shout out to Bertil.
Judgment. I mean,
yo, I love it. Shout out to DJ Kev. Shout out to Mika who is listening as well. There's a lot of people who was listening via Julianspromos, and I cut the feed, and I don't know if I have disgruntled people that disappeared and didn't come back. But shout out to everybody who moved over to Twitch, who did the switch and made it over to Twitch. Thank you, Bertil. She said it was an awesome interview.
Thank you, Bertil.
Yes, I appreciate you all.
If I had a number one supporter, it'd be Bertil. You know?
Definitely. I love the bits and pieces for that. So, we're ready. We're waiting.
All right.
We're excited.
So, if you are... Which one should I really...
I don't know. You make a choice. Right,
this one is more juicier.
Okay.
So, if you are a part of our Watch Trouble group on Facebook, you would see that I made some posts. If you're not, go to facebook.com, search Watch Trouble. Oh, this is 2022. Everybody has the app. Go to the app.
Or Twitch, or tune in.
Or whatever the case is, and search Watch Trouble, CHUBBLE. Add yourself to the page, request to be added. We will,
add you.
We'll add you, we'll respond, and you'll be able to see the topics that we speak of. Now, there is one topic with a question I was asked: do side men get more benefits from their woman than the main man? And
why are you looking at me like that?
I mean, there's only two of us here. I totally would say yes.
Why?
The side man gets all the entertainment, all the good parts, the laugh, the smiles, and none of the stress.
Because they're the side.
They're the side.
Can the same thing be said about the side woman?
Yes. In reality, yeah. The side woman don't get no argument. I mean, she could get argument depending on how she moves. If she's a bona fide side woman and she knows how to play her part, she ain't get no argument. But then you got the side woman that want to kind of, overstep their boundaries. They'll get arguments. But real talk, side pieces, they get more benefits. And it's not that they get more benefits. Their benefits just aren't counted with stress.
But the thing is this now. Here's where I have to say this. This is where reality kicks in. It all feels fine and dandy and smooth and beautiful and sincere. But then you have to peel back and say, are you getting the real person? Because you're getting the excitement. You're getting the, what's the word I'm looking for? You're getting the so-called peace, but it's not true peace. Because you're doing a job of soothing and then sending them back home with a cool head to go meet their wife.
I mean, I can speak for myself in this day and age in society. Being a side man is probably... I can't speak for side woman. Your experiences might be different. But women like to... at least in my experience, they like to press and push men before they're actually ready to make a move.
So if you're now tuning in, Dazzle has rose the topic of the side man, not the side woman, and the side man actually getting more benefits than the main woman, the main man. Sorry.
I've been a main man and I've been a side man at points. And
I never knew you were a side man.
Oh, yeah. I've been a side man at points, and honestly, as a side man, it's like you would get the complaints, you would let her vent, she'd let her talk, but she's not nagging you. She's not arguing with you. If you're making a decision, she's not trying to badger your decision or break it down or try to take your decision and flip it where it could be her decision or her idea to make a decision for you. Like, you have your freedom to, roam and be as you please. When you're the main man, you have to deal with all those things. And I'm not saying that all women badger and break down men. All women do nag to some capability or some extent. So all women do nag, but realistically, it's not. It's being a side man. I don't have that. You don't have that headache. You don't have them worries. You don't have to worry about somebody trying to figure out where you at 2:00 in the morning, when it's clear that you work a graveyard shift and you're at work. You ain't gotta worry about little things. If somebody walks up to you and says hello, it doesn't have to turn into an argument when you're the side man,
But the thing is this. You're not getting the true person when you really think about it.
That's not true.
You're getting a yes man.
Not really.
You just said that the side person is not a nagger.
So how is being a side, I'm getting a yes man?
Because you just said that you feel that the wife or the husband badgers your decision. We're going both sides. Okay. I'm putting both into one bubble.
All right, just clarify.
So you're saying that they nag, they destroy your thought processes, they tear it apart, and as opposed to the side person pretty much cheers you on, and it's pretty much a yes person. It's a cheerleader and a yes person, basically. No,
I feel like it's not a yes person. In my experiences, I have had being a side man. If the woman that I'm dealing with, who is in a relationship, is like, yo, if I'm like, yo, let me bring something to you and see what your take is. Their emotions aren't invested in my future. So it's not that they want to see me do a particular thing and go on a particular route. It's an unbiased answer. It could be, you know what, maybe this is not the time to do it because, if I say I want to join the military, and she'd be like, maybe this is not the time to do it because of everything that's going on in the world. But if it's what's making you happy, then I think you should pursue it. Let me tell that to a woman that I'm dating. Mm-hmm. Are you crazy? No, you can't do that. Why would you want to do that? No, you're not leaving me when the topic isn't really about you.
I wish I would love to hear what our audience has to say about this topic. I find it rather interesting. Very interesting.
I feel like it may not be entirely more beneficial, but I absolutely 1000% am sure that it's the benefits of being in both positions. Being a side man, the benefits outweigh the stresses in that situation.
I feel like you enjoy being a side man. Are you a side man currently?
I'm not a side man currently.
Okay, but you would take up the offer if it was given.
No, it depends on the person.
Okay.
First off,
what's the criteria to be a side man?
She can't date Jet Li, Bruce Lee.
Jesus Christ.
She can't date, Michael White. She can't. You can't do certain things, and when the man will cause ruckus, you can't date Mike Tyson. I ain't taking them kind of lipstick.
Okay.
But it just depends on the person. Sometimes it depends on the circumstance. Someone might be in a position where they're not comfortable, and you just fall into the comfort zone for that person, and things expire from there.
Well, I've experienced. I had to really sit when you wrote the topic. I was like, did I ever have a side man? And then I said, at one point in my life, I did have a side man, but I never classified him as my side man.
But I'm pretty sure he was your piece.
He was my piece. I was his piece.
See?
So we were each other's sides in a biscuit. But
being a side woman, you realize that your benefits in that particular situation outweighed your stresses.
Yes and no. Because the reason why I say yes or no is after a while, attachments started to form between the two of us.
Cross the line.
And this is the point that I'm making. Like, these things happen. Like, if you're enjoying the person's company and you guys are having a hell of a time, bang up jobs and whatnot, then, emotions get into play, and it's you do cross the line. Because I think one of the stipulations of being a side piece is you're strictly there just to soothe and send off, not to get involved. But you can't help but get involved if you're enjoying the moments.
You can enjoy something and not get. People have to realize that they can set boundaries for themselves. The same way you can set boundaries for disrespect, you can set boundaries for positive things too. And even though you're enjoying the company of somebody else, you got to be able to put a boundary on it. Because realistically, it shouldn't be happening anyway. So why would you allow yourself to be caught in a situation that should not be happening?
Because feelings, nothing more than feelings.
Nah, man.
Feelings.
You can have your feelings, but you can't let them feelings control you.
Nothing more than feelings.
You have to let go of the feelings.
Yo, I hated that song at a point in time. Because my significant other at the time used to always sing it to me, and I used to look at him like I would stab you in your eye right now.
Poor thing. Poor thing.
But we have 2-3 minutes left in this conversation here.
About that, yeah.
Yeah. So bottom line, what's the takeaway from this whole situation here? This 15-minute powwow.
I don't know.
He said, I don't know. You rose the topic and now you don't know.
Do I want to continue life as an outstanding citizen, or do I want to continue life as an outstanding sideman? As they say in Dragon Ball Z, tune in to the next episode to find out.
But the thing is we would never know, because you just said you would never put it out there that you are a sideman.
I never speak my business, period.
There you go. And I think, so give us, this is what are the criteria of being a side person?
Yeah,
we can leave off with that. Give us the top 5 rules of being a side person.
Don't catch feelings past where it needs to be. Understand that person does not belong to you. Well, that's 1. 2, understand that person does not belong to you. It's cool to do whatever you do when you're doing it, but that person does not belong to you. Therefore, whatever they're doing in their off time is their business. Whatever they're doing when they're not around you is their business. You're only involved with that person when you're in each other's space. 3, keep it hush. You don't tell no friends. You don't tell no family. You don't have this fairy tale put in your head that things are going to be certain. You just can't have any of those things. 4, know how to play your part in public. Because if you're a side in public, you got to know how to play your part. There's been plenty of times when I was a side man, you just got to know, all right, cool. She's here. She's not with me. She's with her actual man. let me go play it off. Let me go in a corner. Let me go here. You know, let me peer around. Let me walk past them to see if he stares at me, to see if there's any type of like, you know, ill feeling, to know how to move. You know, you just gotta know your position, how to play a position.
So what if you lock eyes with the main man? What happens? Like if he gives you this look like, I know who you are, mofo, like what happens? Then
that's why you don't date Tyson.
No, but you see, the thing is this, does it ever escalate? Like, you see, for some women, we'll be catty about it. We'll look at you, know who you are, and then we start investigating like FBI agents.
Men don't do that.
Exactly. So what do guys do? Do you guys just give the look like, yo, I know, and keep it pushing, or what?
I mean, if a man feels like something is off, because I've been in situations where I felt like something is off, the first thing I'm going to do is ask. And if I get an answer that I'm not comfortable with, I'm going to rock back and just let the cards play out. Me as a man, I know I could defend myself, no problem. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to watch the situation. I'm going to watch his motions. I'm going to watch his actions. Mm-hmm. You know, some guys are cocky. Some guys, they would want to walk past and, you know, make it known that they know you're a woman and cut style on you. And, all right, cool.
We have comments before we disappear.
All right, let's go for it.
So Tan says, I stand as a woman who only opts for side situations only because the benefits always outweigh. However, understanding one-on-one relationships make me sick to my stomach with possessiveness. It's a twofold deal. She gave a twofold deal. Okay. She's okay with being in a side piece relationship.
Okay.
But like I said, the relation, you know, emotions get the best of you and you just, you know.
You're right.
And Berto says, don't catch no feelings. Don't secretly be dreaming of getting more out of the relationship. Yeah.
Amen, Berto.
That's, yeah.
Know your rules. Follow your rules. And the minute you feel like you're breaking the rules is when you need to reevaluate your situation.
But then that's like friends with benefits and then it morphs into something else.
Then if it's friends with benefits and you understand that if, you know, those rules are changing, then it's time for a reevaluation. Both of you need to be on the same page. One person can't. And this is mostly, honestly, a women thing. I'm not saying it doesn't happen with men. Mm-hmm. But women always feel like they can change the narrative of a story. Always. If a woman catches feelings, she feels that she can change the narrative of a story. How many bad decisions you've made in significant others, knowing it's a bad decision, but feeling like you can change that person?
It's not that I felt I could change a person. The person gave me reassurance that they wanted to change too. So I was on the boat with them.
Okay, you fell for it.
I did. I do fall for it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a sucker for that shit.
As a man, if we see a girl out the road and she wearing hot girl clothes and them kind of thing, then yeah, we might want to get in between, but we're not gonna want to marry that woman because we don't walk into situations feeling like we can change a person. Majority of men, anyway. We respect you for what you are. And we keep it pushing. Women more so feel like they can see potential in a certain aspect and feel like they can change a person. It's a woman's nature. Women are nurturing people.
Yeah.
So they want to nurture a person into what they feel that person can be, but that person just probably doesn't want to change. Men aren't nurturing people.
I've never really heard a side man's point of view, so this was an interesting topic tonight. Usually you hear the side woman's point of view. Yeah, because side mans
usually hide their face and they have the room and they're a silhouette and they talk like, well, yeah, I was a side man for how many years?
I wish I had more guys to come out and say, you know, as a side man, this is what we did and this is how I did things. Like, it's interesting. You would quicker see more women come together as a side woman. I did this, I did that.
Because it's every woman, it's more culturally accepted for men to have multiple women partners.
I'm glad you said that. So this is why I say, why is it we have not evolved into historical context of accepting polygamy as a form of relationships?
I mean, I believe that if that's for you, if that's what you want to do, then go for it in life, period. That's how I feel. But it's not exactly the most flattering thing to know that as a man, it's a little bit of an ego blow, you know? this girl is with a man and you're like the side man, like you're on the side. Like, what are you doing?
But
with
you
your
just
life?
said you're accepting of being a side man. So you see, that's like that. This is what I don't understand.
See, I was a side man while I was a hoe. So she wasn't the only option, but I was technically a side man.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I was being a hoe. More times when women are side women,
Mm-hmm.
they're not necessarily dibbling and
Hoeing.
dabbling in every,
They're exclusive to this
yeah,
one.
they're pretty much exclusive to that one person. So I guess culturally that's where the acceptance comes in. But I mean, realistically, it's the same thing. It's just a bunch of egos and stigmas,
Nah, polygamy is everything's on the table. Everybody's on the same page.
I mean, yeah, I know what polygamy is.
That's what I'm saying. So I feel like rather than cheating, rather than have a side bae, have a side man, whatever the case may be, just open up the field. Be like,
you would have to find people that are honest, people that are not just honest, like telling the truth honest, but be able to deal with reality, like realist.
Mm-hmm.
You would have to find realists. Not everybody's a realist. There's a lot more optimistic people than there are realists.
That and the fact that society has really condemned that whole kind of lifestyle, which I think, like, if it works for you, then go for it.
When in reality, back in our true origins of black and brown
That's
people,
how
that's
life
how life
was. It was expensive as hell, but that's how it was. DJ Joseph said that would never happen.
Hey, listen. Listen, you never know judgment,
The way how the world is these days, you just never know what to expect anymore.
You never know.
Tomorrow Biden might say, yes, we legalize polygamy. We'll see how the world...
In order to help our brothers and sisters from Ukraine adapt to life in America, we've allowed multiple partner marriages.
So they can come over and seek asylum here.
And then it turns into that's a normal thing. You never know.
You never know.
Would you have thought that we would have had a lockdown across the globe?
No.
And be forced to take a vaccine?
No.
I would have never thought that. You asked me that 3 years ago, I would have never thought that would have happened.
No. And that we might be on the brink of World War III.
This is not a brink.
So you firmly believe this is the beginning of World War III?
This is the beginning of war. This is not just, oh, you're ugly. Oh, your breath stinks. This is not that anymore.
What is it?
Somebody threw the first punch.
It wasn't just somebody. It was... You seen that face?
Yeah, so he threw the first punch.
He's been dying to throw. He was throwing the punches under the table, so now it's like out in the open.
Yeah, so he threw the first punch, and all there is at this point is for somebody to react.
Space and opportunity.
If me and my boys go somewhere and my enemy and his boys are somewhere, one of us throw the first punch, all of us is fighting. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure he's gonna, his side feels the same. Mm-hmm. So once somebody throws the first punch, that's it. It's war. Before there was little, Instagram comments and Twitter beef.
Twitter.
Now somebody actually threw the first punch. So yeah, this is war.
I mean, they haven't declared it yet.
Sure.
But honestly speaking, when you check back history, and this is a discussion I had with people, historically, this was kind of inevitable to happen. I wouldn't say world war, but a form of war or a form of conflict due to the fact that war brings money in some way, somehow. I don't know how it always does it. I don't remember how it does it, but it does it. And the fact that all economies felt a huge collapse from this pandemic, it was bound to happen. If you check back World War I, when there was a pandemic around that time period, and a war was also occurring at that time period as well. It was like at the brink of the end of that particular war. So these things do happen. It's just that we're in I feel more perilous time because a lot more people have nuclear weapons. And the last thing I saw before I came here was the fact that they took over the nuclear plant at Chernobyl.
Listen, as far as I'm concerned, I only got a few more years until the military cannot call me. Let me hide. Let me find a bunker, and just go hide.
I just want to shoot a gun. That's all.
Nah, good. I don't even want to do that.
I might just move to St. Vincent and start a farm or something.
Judgmental, you have any more space in Canada?
Yo.
Listen, Canada is way faster to get to than St. Vincent.
That's true. I can't believe they bombed the people at them airports. So they have no choice
but
to drive out. It was real petty. You hit them while they were down. I think God forbid, but if something happens to the prime minister, I think that's when it's done.
Honestly,
done.
the fact that the airport was bombed, I feel like the retaliation is going to go directly towards the prime minister.
That's what I'm fearful. Like the moment that happens, I think that's it. That's like, it's bad enough this is happening, but let something happen to their prime minister, it's over. It's done. And on that note, we will continue to watch this thing unfold. I just want to continue to say thank you to everybody who's tuned in thus far the entire night. We spilled into Stormy Nights, but Stormy Nights will not be occurring tonight. So we will be the final faces you see on GMGT Live for this evening. My name is Chandy, sweet and fluffy like pink cotton candy. And you stayed on here on GMGT Live with my favorite DJ in the whole wide world, DJ Dazzle. Dazzle, you're going to be on tomorrow?
I actually have other obligations that I need to take care of tomorrow.
So Dazzle will not be on
for the next 2 weeks.
For the next 2 weeks. But you'll be here next week for Watch Trouble?
Yes.
Okay, so he'll be here next week for Watch Trouble, guys. But you can give people your social media handles so they can follow you.
Absolutely. Follow me on Instagram at DJ Dazzle. That's DJ Dazzle. Same thing on Twitter. Type it as one word on Facebook and you might be lucky to find me. Follow me on all social media. Also follow Rhythmcast Music on Instagram as well. Chandy?
Yes. And you guys can follow me on Instagram at ChandyMedia. ChandyMedia. And just remember, you can also watch these 2 clips. I'm going to have this segment, this 15-minute segment, up on Julianspromos, as well as the interview with Wetty Beats. I just want to say a special shout out to Wetty Beats for giving us all those gems musically. I want to say philosophically and all that good stuff. It was very, very interesting and it was fun. And I also want to say thank you to the viewers who stayed on. Everybody in Twitch and everybody on TuneIn, because I know we have people on TuneIn, and everybody, of course, on Julianspromos. Thank you for participating and making it a very interesting evening. We love you guys and keep it locked for tomorrow. Yeah, the morning show. Shout out to the voice of God if you're here, if you're listening. All right, good night, guys. Love you. Bye-bye.
Later.
Laters.